Hey everyone, welcome to day 15 of the Spark Change Challenge and almost at the halfway point, which is pretty cool and slightly unbelievable. Um, and today's theme, spontaneity and entertainment. I thought it would be very spontaneous of me to do this one off the cuff. So I don't usually like write these out or anything like that, but I usually have a bit of an idea of what I want to talk about, and I'll have a couple of talking points of like I want to cover this, this, and this, and then I kind of spiel around it. But today I thought, let's just see what happened. Why don't we? I'm all about the experiential. So what I notice with that type of thing is there's definitely a bit more adrenaline kicking in at the idea of talking completely off the cuff, not having anything in particular to talk about or focus on, um, and that little kick of adrenaline we get when we step outside our comfort zone. It's part of that, our brain's way of resisting change, our brain's way of saying no, no, go back to what's standard, to what's worked okay before. And I think it's really interesting um to do it this way and actually just have nothing but to reflect on the process and what's going on. So I suppose the only thing that I did consider that might be useful to talk about today was the idea, though, of planned spontaneity. So in some ways, what I'm doing now is planned spontaneity. I knew I would do a video today. I knew it was going to be on spontaneity and entertainment. And I decided early on that I was going to do it off the cuff, that I wasn't going to set it out like I normally do. And so I suppose in a way that's planning to be spontaneous. And then that got me thinking about the idea with couples therapy, um, how we often we talk to couples about planning date nights, or planning for sex or for intimacy, putting those things into your weekly schedule or routine. And people often say, well, doesn't that kind of kill all of the fun? But I think there's definitely a place for it. And so um and don't worry, this is not TMI or anything like that, but something that my husband and I have recently scheduled into our calendar is doggy play dates. Which actually does sound like TMI now. Oh God. Okay. The dangers of spontaneity and a dirty mind. Oh God. But no, no. We have three dogs. We have three dogs and two cats, an axolotl, a bearded dragon, a bunch of fish. But one of the things that we were talking about when we were talking about spontaneity and entertainment was, one, how spontaneous the dogs often are and how often that leads to hilarity and entertainment and fun. But also that we've kind of gotten out of the habit again of like going places with the dogs, and taking them. We don't go to dog parks anymore because I don't entirely trust the other people who are there with their dogs, and some people are there with dogs that should not be at a dog park and that sort of thing. And I've seen too many bad things happen at dog parks now. So we don't do dog parks, but we do like the dog cafe at Baronia, and we take the dogs there, which also does sound insane. But we take the dogs there, and they have puppuccinos, which are made with lactose-free milk, so it's fine for their stomach, and they get little treats, and the owners make a big fuss of them, and it's all very cute and sweet. Um, or we take them to the beach. We take them to a dog-friendly beach so that they can have a run around, or we just take them for a walk somewhere new. And we realized that we hadn't done that in ages, and in large part because we don't plan. We don't. The weeks fill up, so you get to this week and go, oh, we did have some free time on Friday afternoon, but that's been filled now by like a dentist appointment and I don't know, something. It's, oh, the car. Something's wrong with the car, so we're taking it in for a service then on Friday afternoon. So unless you actually plan like spontaneous brackets or spontaneous breaks, they start happening less and less. And whether that's just on your own, whether that's you and your kids, your family, your pets, whatever it is. But so what we've done is we've blocked out a Friday afternoon once a month, and we've got that booked in like it's any other appointment, so we won't put stuff in there. And that's when we'll decide on the day. Okay, so we'll go to the dog cafe or the beach or the whatever, but we will do something, just the two of us with the dogs, and something that we know is going to be fun, is going to be entertaining. It's also going to be good for like connection and relationship and physical health and all that stuff as well. And this is what I mean about that overlap. But I think one of the biggest barriers, because this week is all about barriers to implementing the self-care and the different domains, I think one of the barriers is just how time poor we are a lot of the time, and how rigid our schedules can be. I talked a little bit in the post in Tools of the Trade today about that barrier being that routine comes with a lot of comfort and a lot of predictability, and that can be really important. And I'm not saying throw out your routines. I'm just saying maybe schedule in some time within that routine for spontaneity. I've started doing, today was my physical health care day. I've started doing that once a month as well. Today is usually my day for meetings and coaching clients, and I've now started booking out one of those once every 6 weeks, and I go and get my hair done, for example, or get a pedicure or a massage or whatever. But that's so that I don't have to try and like squeeze it in on a weekend. I can go, okay, once a month I've got this space that's booked out, that's just mine. And I realize I'm very lucky to be in a position to do that. I'm not taking that for granted by any means. But look at your schedule. Look at your schedule realistically. Look at it in terms of how much time am I spending doing what I have to do, and versus what I need to do versus what I want to do. And there's room if you can plan those pockets of spontaneity, if you can plan those pockets of self-care ahead of time. You might not be lucky enough like me to be able to put one in once every 6 months, 6 weeks. But if it is once every 6 months, what the hell, why not? You can make that work if you're prioritizing this stuff, because I love that idea that I talk about with clients all the time. And I can't remember where I heard this originally, but it's so true. When clients come back and they haven't done their homework, they haven't checked in on their mood, they haven't implemented any of the self-care stuff that you were talking about, or if you're a physio, they haven't done their exercises. If you're a doctor, they haven't been monitoring their blood sugar. But compliance is a big problem in healthcare. And what do they all say? What do I've said it myself. Again, if my physio is watching, I'm very sorry. I didn't have time. I just didn't have time. And it's very unlikely that you're setting them, 8 hours worth of work a day. Most of the things, one of my breath exercises is literally a 30-second practice once a day. So when they come back and say I don't have time, I usually give them the really. And it's not about not having time. It's about not prioritizing that into your time, because you've got 30 seconds a day. You've got 5 minutes a day, really. You could find 5 minutes a day. With one of my clients, she was saying, and she had two young kids under 4, and she's like, I don't have 5 minutes. And I'm like, get a lock for the bathroom door. Next time you're peeing, do this. Oh, but they're trying to get in. Let them try and get in. If you've got the lock on the door, they can't get in. They're not going to hurt themselves. They're not going to die in the 30 seconds that you're peeing. Just prioritize it. Prioritize your need to pee by yourself, and make it happen. So I suppose that's my message from today. Schedule in what you need to work on in these domains. Schedule in time for spontaneity. Schedule in time for entertainment. We saw the Barbie movie last night. I love that. That was so good. That was so good. And along these lines, and thinking along all of these domains, I went, I love that. I really want to see that again. So instead of just going, oh, it'd be really good, that'd be a great night for a girls' night, I got home And I set up the invites and sent them out and to a bunch of different girlfriends and said, hey, I'm going to be at the cinemas at 7:45 next week. If you want to join me, that's where I'll be. If not, I'll watch it by myself. I don't mind. I just want to see it again. Um, that to me, that's spontaneous to do that, but it's scheduling in my entertainment time. And what the hell is wrong with that? So would love to hear your thoughts on that and the idea of planning your spontaneity. Um, and I look forward to, yeah, I look forward to hearing the comments. And I'd also love to hear, we are nearly halfway. So tomorrow, I think tomorrow technically will be exactly halfway because there's 31 days this month. I don't know, maths is not my strong point. But um, if there's been any takeaways for you, any stuff that you've kind of gone, yeah, this has been useful. This has made, reading these emails or watching these videos useful. I would love to hear any of those. That would definitely add to my entertainment today. So have a fabulous evening. I will see you tomorrow when we will be starting back at the other S, and we'll be back to safety and boundaries, and that'll be again talking about the barriers we face when it comes to prioritizing safety and boundaries. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye.